So now that we've looked at points 1 and 2, let's move on to tips 3 and 4 of what we need to be doing better. So 3 was all about building relationships and communities, and 4 was all about developing our critical thinking skills and quickly thinking on our feet too. So first one, building relationships and communities. I really do put a lot of emphasis on this, and the reason is that I feel that I have built my successful career in the global talent sourcing space by having good relationships with people. I really do get to know people, ask the right questions, again, make them feel seen and understood. I'm more than happy to jump onto calls with people to assist them. It's all about having that good relationships, because you never know when you are going to need to lean on those relationships. And communities, for me, they're a no-brainer. They're going to be massive in the future. So basically, AI can be a bit weird. I know we've been talking a long time as recruiters about, LinkedIn being a dating app or dating agency and people asking us out on dates and things like that. But AI, I don't know if it's going to go down the same route as much, but you have a lot of people that have very weird relationships with ChatGPT. So I really, really want to emphasize that your personal brand is going to be really important in whichever industry that you are looking to recruit and source in, whether that be the tech space, whether it be supply chain, whether it be finance or marketing. Remember, your niche could also be something like a C-level, or it could be grad, or it could be a geography. So you've got to think about, where do you want to grow your brand and where do you want to stand out in this industry? Because people want to work with someone they can trust, someone who they can see that it's someone who is tangible. That's what they're going to be looking for in the future. Also, when was the last time that you Googled yourself? What do you find? What are people going to find when they Google you? So you send them a reach out email or you get them on the phone, what are they going to find out? You've got to be a human being like them. People relate to human beings. Also, remember in the first video, I invited you to our community on Facebook, the Talent Hunters. I really encourage you to build and nurture your own communities in your niche. You need to think about, how are you going to attract people? How are people going to find out about your skills? How are you going to be a talent magnet? So if you're building a community, you have a ready-made network. And by having a ready-made network, as soon as the roles come in, you are going to be able to tap into your network and get hold of people very easily. So build a community in your niche. It's really important. This is something that you can start immediately. Also think about, where do you want your community to be? So if you're trying to attract recruiters, it makes sense to use LinkedIn. But if you're looking for maybe chemical engineers or car mechanics, maybe a Facebook group would be better. So think about, where do people appear most frequently in your space, and put your community right there in front of them. So also, I want to share this quote with you from LinkedIn themselves. LinkedIn's Future of Recruiting research found that 73% of industry professionals believe relationship building will be among the most important soft skill in the next 5 years. So get out there, COVID's over and done with, go and meet people, organize events, and see the results that just come flying back to you. I know, because I have done this before in the past in my recruiting career, and building a community was absolutely golden. Again, just a reminder, this is my community. You're welcome to come and join us. So let's look at point number 4, which is all about, why do we need to develop critical thinking skills? And this is all really important. And the best answer is, the best computer you're ever going to have is literally sitting between your ears. So program it well. You can learn anything these days. I love learning things on YouTube. So if you can really hone your skills of getting better at building communities, being more empathetic, relationship building, then do it. So basically, what critical thinking allows us to do is that it allows us to sift through all of the information and data points that we are bombarded with daily. Think about it. We're always seeing something that we need to read. There's always a blog, there's always a vlog, there's loads of podcasts out there, there's webinars, there's YouTube channels. So critical thinking helps us to sift through all of the noise and pick up what do we need to take on board in order to make us better in our careers. It also helps us to quickly sort through all of the Gen AI options that are out there. So remember, you don't want to go through every single new tool or shiny new object out there in the AI space. You need to make sure that you are looking at what is your problem and how are you going to solve that to begin with. And guys, we can't just sit back and say, this is what we do. We always need to stay updated. We need to upskill, we need to reskill. We've got to stay ahead of the curve. And this is something which I think a lot of recruiters sit back and say, well, you know, we've always recruited this way. We've always done it this way. It's worked before. Let's just keep going. And unfortunately, the world of recruitment, like every other segment or business is going to change in the future thanks to AI. So one of the problems that I had recently was that I had a company approach me to do some training, but they had 75% of their team were based in France. So my problem that I needed to solve was I've got hundreds of training videos out there that are in my online academy. I needed to try and get them translated into French. So what I did was I went and found the best Gen AI tool, and what it did was it actually took my videos that were recorded in English, because that's pretty much the only language that I speak, and it put on French subtitles for me. So again, think of your problem. What are you trying to solve? Is there a Gen AI tool to assist you? Right, we'll be back with point number 5 in the next video.